Hello guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time is appropriate whenever you get to watch this video. This video, I mean, you already know what the title is. I'm actually just going to be talking about sorry, I had a cut, so I have plaster on my hand. It just feels very uncomfortable. So in this video, I'm just going to be talking about things that I think that Germans should be proud of, the things that I feel really makes German thick, um, you know. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the fact that they have a system that works. I mean, you should know that Germany's economy is one of the thriving economies of the world, so it's not news. I mean, they have institution that outlives present day government. In Germany the law works and things work here. Basic amenities are not luxury for citizens, like you wake up, you run your tap, you wake up, you have water, you go to work, you get paid commensurate to the work that you are able to offer, and at the end of the day your salary or your income is enough for you to cater for yourself, your family, and your dependents, basically. So Germany works. I mean, the economy in Germany works. Like, things work in Germany all round. So Germans should be proud of that. You know how I like to keep it like comparing with Nigeria, but there's no basis for comparison at this point. So we're just going to keep it going. And this is me just talking to Germans and feeling like you guys ought to be proud, really. You guys ought to be proud. And sometimes I meet some Germans and they say, oh, our country sucks and all of that, and I'm like, okay, like, can we trade places or something like that? And then another thing that strikes me a lot also, concerning the economy and all, is the fact that the line between the rich and the poor is thin, in the sense that, I mean, people who are rich, like they have a lot of money in their bank account, of course, and people who don't have money or who are not so educated and so do jobs that are not as rewarding as people who maybe have put in a lot of years or own their own private practices, is thin, in the sense that the government has a way of augmenting that as well. So this I say in respect to the fact that when you see children, generally you cannot really tell that, oh, this one has all of the luxury, this one is able to do you understand? Like, okay, definitely maybe people who have more money will go for more holidays and maybe wear clothes that are a little bit more expensive and all of that, but I'm just saying that as an average person living in Germany, you should be able to afford the good things of life, and even if you don't earn so much like that, the government even has a way of augmenting the money that you earn so that family can be balanced. I see this as a way of balancing the economy or balancing the system, so that you don't have people going to boggle from the rich and trying to take from them because they feel like you have more than I do, which is the case where I'm coming from. And a lot of people trying to steal from people who have worked hard, not from the government but from people, and they think that their problems started, or their ordeal is because of these people, which is not the case. So you have a lot of vices going on, people stealing, people taking things from people forcefully, and that you will not find here in Germany, because even if you're out of a job, the system still takes care of you. So it's kind of like balance. So this I find really, really, really amazing, and I think that Germans should be proud. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the fact that Germans like to take responsibility, and there's this togetherness and working together to make things work. I've made a video where I say that people will police you. Like, if you do wrong, they'll give you that look. Like, nobody comes to say, oh, I'm going to call the police on you or something like that. I think people will call the police on you if you do something wrong. If they see something wrong, they will call the police, definitely. But I'm just saying that they also just give you that stare that makes you have a rethink and makes you want to do the right thing. So you see a lot of people really doing the right thing, taking that step to the right direction. So it makes it easy for you to also want to take part, also want to do like the right things. In Germany we have Ordnungsamt. These are the people who take care to make sure that things are working as they ought to work, like on the street, cars are properly parked. You find them doing their jobs per time. Or people who need to check if you have your bus ticket on the bus, they are there doing their job. Everybody just makes sure that the system works. So the sense of responsibility that they have, everybody putting in their own little quarter to make like the whole big piece, together. And it's amazing. I think this is also something that is missing in our Nigerian culture. Like, people have this like a lackadaisical attitude towards work. So if I don't do my own, nobody really checks me. There's no checks and balances. But these people, they feel like it's my responsibility to do it as a civic duty, so to say, like something that they're proud of. And I feel like I'm talking about very formal things. So I'm just going to say that another thing that I find that Germans should be proud of is the fact that I think a typical average German is very truthful. Sometimes a little bit too, what's the word, for want of a better word, I would say, well, let us keep it at truthful. I think that they don't know how to hide their feelings. They say things the way they are. They're not diplomatic, how like we can be in Nigeria. We see things and you just want to turn a blind eye as though it doesn't exist. But Germans will ask questions. Why is it like this? Why do you have this? Especially children, they are very honest, and I totally like it. I like the fact that you're expressive, you're able to just say things the way they are. So sometimes you might think that they are very intrusive, because they want to ask so many questions. If they are not clear about something, they really would ask. And they say things just the way it is. You can't be fishy around them. You want to just be yourself around them. Like, you don't want to go about not not like lying or just keeping information. It's really unnecessary. They are, if you ask them questions directly, they will tell you as it is. They won't come and sugarcoat and say you're there, but they will just, they're just truthful people. And I think that they should be proud of that. There's nothing wrong with being diplomatic. I feel like sometimes you have to pull out the diplomatic card, but I also appreciate the fact that Germans are just who they are, and what you see is what you get, so to say. So basically, that thing I love about them. Another thing I love about Germans and Germany is the fact that Germany is known for high quality. Oh yes. So during my time study at the university, one of our professors was talking about an interview that they had with the vice chancellor, that is Angela Merkel, and they asked her about Germany. And when she wanted to say something, she talked about German Fenster. Fenster is a German window. Like, you should know Germany because the windows are like quality materials and all of that. I think that Germans don't even produce for themselves anymore, because they do high quality production, which of course translates to high cost. So most people would rather buy, of course, because China will give you the worth of your money. Like, if you are paying a lot, you get high quality. If you're paying in between, you get whatever you're paying for. You would find the quality in China, but here in Germany you can be sure that it's high quality, and though pricey, but quality is guaranteed. The next one I'm going to talk about, which is the last, is the fact that Germans they have respect for people, for human life, for they respect you no matter who you are. It's not about money. Like in Nigeria, some people respect you because you have money and they can gain something from you. But in Germany, like I said, what you see is what you get. So there's respect for humans irrespective of who you are. You go to a place, you're treated right. Of course, there are those cases where people would treat you bad because of the color of your skin, or for whatever reason best known to that person. But the law stipulates that people are being respected. Everybody has that respect as a human being, self-respect and respect for human life. Government cares about its people, provides basic amenities, and all of the little things of life that people shouldn't bother about. Water, light, all of those things subsidized. If you don't have enough money to pay, the government augments that. It's a wonderful life here. So I think Germans should really, really, really be proud of their country. Before I go, I just want to say also, just today I was thinking about the fact that in the US there have been cases. In fact, I watched a documentary, is it a documentary on Netflix, about a man who had killed his wife and his children, and how the gun violence thing, and how people can just own guns and go about, and they can, you hear cases of, people being murdered, but it's not a common scenario here in Germany. It's not something that happens often. And I know also that in the UK, like in London, you have problems with gangs among young kids. But here in Germany, the young people, the most you would hear is that sometimes they're quite disrespectful because they're very highly opinionated. So they say whatever they want to say, even if you're old or whatever, they just say it to you on it to your face. But I've not heard where maybe they're fighting, really fighting. I haven't even seen people fight, like exchange blows around here. Yes, it's a fact. Not even among blacks. Not even. I'm not even saying that it doesn't happen. But I'm just saying that it's really, really rare, because it's against the law for you to fight here. You would pay a fine, and they don't take it lightly. So people know that, and they try to adhere to, the rules. So I think Germans should be proud of that. For the most part, our living here has been quite positive. So sometimes it might look like I say only like nice things about Germany, but if you're following me for long, you can tell that I have also had a video where I talked about the things that I dislike about Germany. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it right here. Otherwise, life has been quite positive here, and so maybe that's why I'm inclined towards saying more positive things about Germany than I would say negative things about them. So this brings me to the end of this video. If you live in Germany and you want to share some of your positive highlights about Germany, feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget, it works if you work it. So you all take care of yourself and keep safe out there, and I'll see you again.